Yo guys, what is up? Moxie here with another Borderlands 3 video, and today we're talking about a ninja nerf to Amara that was not in the patch notes. That is a big deal for us Amara players that I wanted to bring up, I wanted to discuss. Real quick, if you haven't noticed, this is not my build video that I promised. I'm still working on that. I'd like to think that I hold my builds to a certain standard of quality, and that build is not at it right now, and so I need a few more days to work on it, but I will have a build out for you guys. Just be patient with me. And with that, let's talk about this nerf, man. So this nerf was to Amara's class mod, the Phase Zerker. The bread and butter for Amara players everywhere. Before the driver came out, the driver kind of overshadowed the Phase Zerker, but not for everyone. There are a lot of people who still stuck with the Phase Zerker because they didn't like constantly having to move for damage on the driver. They didn't like the movement speed on the driver, which is unbelievably understandable. The Phase Zerker was a very solid, all-around good class mod, and it was ninja nerf, man, by Gearbox. So what was changed about it is you're still gaining your max rush stacks on action skill use. They're still decaying, but the weapon damage and action skill cooldown rate per rush stack was significantly nerfed. It used to be 3%, and I should be able to pull this up on the screen, but now it is 2% weapon damage per rush stack. It used to be 75% damage at full 25 rush stacks. Now it's going to be 50, so a 25% decrease in weapon damage, which is it's a decent nerf. This next nerf though, it was 10% action skill cooldown rate per rush stack. Now it's 1%. That is theoretically it was 250% action skill cooldown rate if it was 10% 25 rush stacks. Now it's 25. So a ridiculous nerf to cooldown rate. I don't know how it was working with 250 cooldown rate. I don't think that was working as intended because my cooldown wasn't never like super bananas with this, but it was changed from 10% to 1%. I wish there was some kind of note from Gearbox about why this change occurred, because the Phase Zerker was still a very popular class mod, still being used by a lot of people, and I believe it is because of the new class mod, the Golden Rule, which gives action skill cooldown rate for a few seconds on damage. Now this is a cool class mod. I made a video on it yesterday. There's some cool things that we could do with it, but inherently it's not a great class mod unless you're abusing it with self-damage, proccing anointments. Just any player using the Golden Rule is not going to have a great time with it. Versus the Phase Zerker, pretty much anyone using it is going to be getting a lot of benefits from it. And so that upsets me. I wish there was some note about this. I wish they hadn't been done, but it happened. Nothing we can do about it now. Lastly, a lot of people have been asking me about, oh, does the Ricochet Witch build work? Did the driver get nerfed? Does the recursion still work? Yes, the Ricochet Witch and the driver still does this. Play the clip.
Freddy's got this!
That was amazing.
Back off!
I like watching you work. Now get to that elevator.
And Freddy Soik is pointless. You did me a favor, moron. I don't need anyone but the man with
That's
the
a lot of
magic
damage.
hand.
Mayhem 4, by the way. Mayhem 4. No bonus modifiers. So yeah, the Ricochet Witch and driver are still working incredibly well. Nothing has changed there. This is all I wanted to discuss today. The Phase Zerker was ninja nerfed by Gearbox. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this, because I'm curious to what you guys think. Is this a fair nerf? Did the Phase Lurker have this coming? I'm interested to hear from you guys. Anyways, that is it for the video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and all that jazz. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.